You possibly can today. I mean, you can move around, of course, but don't do that. Now, some of the birds will fly quite close to you, okay? Now, there's no need to panic. They're not going to land on you, I hope. There we go, got a chuckle out of you guys. But just keep your hands to yourself and everybody will leave happy today. So, raptors. I'm sure you guys already know what a raptor is, but I'll let you in on what we think a raptor is. A raptor is a bird that eats meat for a living, so is a carnivore. And in fact, a raptor is a bird that catches its food with its feet, okay? So this includes hawks, eagles, owls, and falcons. So hopefully today we'll be able to meet a representative of each of these groups. Now, you guys ready to meet some birds? Yeah. I'm not entirely sure where our first bird's coming from, but let's meet her. She's a gorgeous bird. Here she comes around the back. And this is the lovely Tuari. Let's give her a round of applause. That was an awesome entrance today. Good job. Now, Tuari is in fact a Harris hawk, or a Harris's hawk. Not a local bird we'd see around here. These guys are native to southern United States, down into Mexico. She's just gone in the back there. They're desert birds. Now, we're introducing you today to a desert bird because, well, they're actually really fun. Harris hawks are some of the most fun birds to work with. Hey, can you come back here, Tuari? Here she comes. Woo! These birds are like the Labradors of the bird world. They love to hang out with us. They don't want to miss out, so they always stick around. And they love hanging out with us because of actually how they hunt out in the wild. Harris hawks are one of the few raptors in the world that group hunt. They can hunt in a family pack. Now, Harris hawks hunt in a family pack because it allows them to get food that they wouldn't normally be able to get on their own. What Harris hawks are actually looking for are jackrabbits. Now, if anybody's ever seen a jackrabbit before, you may know that they're quite large birds, or animals, sorry, not birds. They're about twice the weight of a Harris hawk. So these guys have to work together to catch them. So what happens is a female Harris hawk, that's like Tuari here, she will gather a harem of men to work for her. Yeah, we like that. Anywhere between 2 to up to 15 males have been seen working for one female at any given moment. Now, like I said, these guys are desert birds. You find them in southern United States down into Mexico. They're quite common birds, they're very adaptable birds. So what they're doing when they're hunting jackrabbits, in fact, is the female, who's coming back in, will sit on a nice tall perch, either a tree, a cactus, anything she can get a good lookout on. And she just watches and she waits. And it's the little boy Harris hawks which actually do all the grunt work. So they're the ones that are chasing prey out into the open. And the way they do this is by flying in and out of the bushes. They'll run along the ground. They'll even run down rabbit holes to chase rabbits in the open. And when they come out in the open, well, of course, the females are waiting up nice and high. So they do the initial catching and killing. And then everybody sort of piles on top for a lovely meal in the end. It's a fabulous way in a desert environment where there's not a lot of food available. Ooh, duck. Now, one of the ways they do flesh prey is, in fact, by running. It's quite unusual for a raptor to run. But Harris hawks are pretty good at it. So today, if we can get Tuari to come back, here she comes. We're going to see if she can do a little running for us today. Are you going to run, missus? We'll pop her on the ground here. It's a bit grassy, but let's see if she can run. Hey, Tuari, you going to run? There we go. We got a little saunter out of her. Come on, keep coming. Oh, let's give her a round of applause. That was kind of good running. She can run pretty well because she's got lovely long legs. Woo. Long legs also help you to snag things. Harris hawks can eat things like snakes and lizards that are living in rock crannies. They can also take birds mid-air. They're incredibly agile birds. Harris hawks have a lovely long tail as well, which also help to steer them. It acts like a rudder, and they can twist and turn in their environments and catch anything. So I'm going to hopefully demonstrate, or I'm not going to demonstrate, Tuari's going to demonstrate her agility. I'm going to toss up a piece of meat. Let's see if she can catch it, guys. Up it goes. Oh. And she didn't catch it. Have you guys ever seen an embarrassed hawk before? But she made a pretty good go for it, hey? That was all right. Yeah. Now, she went with it with a very specific part of her body. Did anybody notice what that part was?
talons.
Her talons. In fact, raptors share a few characteristics in common. They have fabulous eyesight. You can generally see about 10 times better than you or I can. They have a nice sharp hooked beak, used for ripping and tearing into meat, and of course the very large feet. Well, Tuari here has done an absolutely spectacular job for us today. We'll see if we can head off with her. Give her a round of applause. She did a great job today. Now our next bird is just around the corner, so give me a few seconds here. Now Lord Byron is not going to be flying with us today, and there's a good reason for this. And that's because actually Lord Byron is an animal that has been injured. He was a wild bird, and he was hit by a car about 4 years ago. And he actually sustained some trauma to his head, to his eye. His left eye no longer functions, so he was not able to be released out into the wild. Oop, you pooped. But barred owls are a very common owl we get here. They're in fact quite common right across North America. They started out in the east, and they're such an adaptable bird, they've made their way west along with people, roads, and all that good stuff. Now barred owls live everywhere that their prey lives. What do owls eat? Mice, that's right, rodents. And in fact, when you hunt at nighttime or in low light conditions, you got a few things to help you out. So first and foremost, you've got big, beautiful eyes, which he's not showing you guys on the end here. Big eyes let in a lot of light. And owl eyeballs are packed with rod cells. Rod cells are cells that help to detect light, dark shapes and movement. And what they actually lack, or don't have a lot of, are cone cells, or color cells. So lots of people think owls can't see during the day, or that the sunlight burns their eyes. Now this is very far from the truth. Owls can see quite all right in the day. They just don't see that well in color, because it's not that important to them. But vision is not all that an owl has. He's got fabulous hearing. He's got a very flat face. In fact, all owls have flat faces. They're pushed in. They act like giant satellite dishes, and they catch sound. He's got special feathers on his face which funnel the sound into his ears. Now those feathers, hang on buddy, those feathers look a little bit like whiskers. And his ears are so neat. One owl ear points up and forwards, and the other one's down and backwards. And owls can triangulate based on sound. They can decipher how much sound, the direction of sound they're getting in each ear, pinpoint their prey precisely without having ever seen it. But silence is the #1 thing that an owl has for its offensive moves. Anybody ever seen an owl before out in the wild? Hey, a few of you guys have. That's pretty good. Now, I can guarantee that about half of you who've seen an owl didn't hear it coming, or was sitting on a branch staring down at you and freaking you out. Owls have a way of doing that. It has to do with their soft feathers. Soft feathers muffle the sound. You do not hear them coming. Mice and rats don't hear them coming. And in fact, that's why I think owls have made their way into our culture, into our beliefs. A lot of people love owls, but a lot of people fear owls. They're often omens of death and omens of bad luck. And I think it's just that silence that's brought this out. We love owls, however. They do play a really important role in our ecosystem. Without birds like this, we'd in fact be overrun with mice, with rats, with voles, all these rodent-y type things that could take over if we didn't have their predators. So the next time you see an owl, don't be afraid of it. It is a wonderful creature. Be thankful that you have one hanging out in your backyard. So on that note, let's give Byron a big round of applause. He's done a great job today, hanging out on the glove, representing the owls. And we're going to go on to our next bird, who is behind the tent. Here she comes, everyone. She's an absolutely stunning bird. She is another hawk. She is a ferruginous hawk. Now, ferruginous hawks are not native to this area. We do see them in Canada, but they call the prairies home. So we see them in Alberta, we see them in Saskatchewan and parts of Manitoba. But generally speaking, ferruginous hawks live in the United States. They are fabulous birds. Are you going to fly? She says, no, these guys are pretty cool over here in this corner. Are you going to fly? One big, long flight antenna. Yes! Now, ferruginous hawks are very big birds, and in fact they were thought to be eagles when people were first looking at them, discovering them. But based on their physiology, how they hunt, somebody somewhere has decided that it is a hawk. But they are pretty intense predators. Ferruginous hawks are what we call a specialist predator, which means they hunt something specialized. If you live in the prairies, what do you eat? Anyone? I heard it. Gophers. That's right. Prairie dogs. She's pretty comfortable on the ground because of this, actually. Because these guys definitely are gopher hunters. You gonna come up? Yeah, no. Fine. You kill the grass. That's good. They're gopher hunters, and they've got some specialties which help them to hunt gophers. First and foremost, in fact, are her tiny little feet, which you can't see right now because they are hidden in the grass. Santana, we need you to fly over there. There we go. The decision-making process. Oh, guys! She's walking. Tiny little feet for a huge bird. And tiny feet are quick feet, okay? So when you catch a gopher, what a Fergus hawk does is basically catches, she punches, and she rolls. Come on, Santana! You can do it! We got a bird on the edge, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. She punches and rolls her prey, basically eviscerating every organ, making sure it's nice and pulverized before she takes about 3 bites to swallow it whole. These birds can eat things incredibly quickly. And it's because they hunt things that live on the ground, they eat on the ground, and they basically want to make sure that they eat it all before another predator comes along and steals what she's just eaten. So, off you go. They are fabulous hunters. Now they're called ferruginous hawks because of that color you see on her back. Ferrous, meaning rust or iron in Latin, is the color that they get. So ferruginous, it's a bit of a mouthful, but there you go. It does depict a wonderful colored bird. Now we're going to get one last flight out of you, missus. There we go. These birds are incredible birds when it comes to flying in the prairies. They've got a big, broad wingspan which they can cruise around. They hunt along the contours of the land, using hills and all sorts of things to hide them. Well, let's give Santana a big round of applause. Are you going to go see Jamie? She says, no, I'm going to hang out here. She loves you guys so much, she doesn't want to leave. Santana, you going to go this way?
She's like, no.
Come on, we're all going this way. It's really fun over here. You gonna come? She might not. We might need to do a handoff here. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is a hawk training a human. There we go. Let's give her one more round of applause. She did a good job training. We'll hand her off to Jamie. You got it. And then we'll make way for our next bird today. But these birds are some of nature's finest athletes. Jet already wants to get going today, so we're going to pop him on the perch, everybody. We'll get a chance to see him up close and close later. And we will see what kind of flying he does today. Because in fact, falcons are some of the fastest animals on the planet. They have been clocked at over 300 kilometers an hour. That's when you guys go, wow. 300 kilometers an hour is fast, all right? It's faster than anything else, faster than a cheetah. And the reason why they have to get so speedy is because they actually hunt other birds. Now, Jet here is just testing the wind. He might ruffle up his feathers a little bit. He might try to hunt a wasp. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing there. He's looking at his feet. Yep, they're still there, buddy. And when he does take off, come on, we need you to take off. There we go. Okay, warming up those wings, ladies and gentlemen. What are you doing? Come on. There we go. You'll be able to check out this bird's flying style. Off he goes. He's built for speed. What he's actually trying to do right now is find a bit of lift, get up nice and high, because falcons hunt other birds. Now, hopefully he's going to rear his head up here somewhere. I don't really know where he is. Jet, get back. He's trying to get some height, because these guys hunt other birds. They hunt them while they're flying. They're what we call aerial predators. Now, keep your eyes peeled everywhere, because you can actually see those little swallows is what I think they are. They are probably telling us where he is, because they like to go dive bomb falcons. That's exactly where he is. Because they're saying, get out of here, falcon. Falcons hunt other birds. They do not want him around. He is definitely a top predator. When he decides to come back in, hopefully, which is sometime soon, we'll be able to see him. What I've got swinging around my head here is a fake bird. Jamie is pointing at me in this direction. Is he flying? No, he's landed on a roof. Awesome. That's okay. The people in the backyard get to see a nice falcon up close. So we'll come over here. I see him now. Come on, Jet, buddy. You can do it. He's sitting right on top of the house there. You're a goofball. Come over here. We'll see if we can get him to come back. This bird, I'm going on about how quick he is built for speed, but he's apparently not wanting to use his speed right now. Come on, Jet. No? Come on, Jet. We'll give him a couple more minutes here, and then here he comes. Oh, no. He's landed again. He's taken off, and then he's landed. But I think he's getting harassed enough by those birds that he will decide to join us today. And when he does come back, have a look at his wing shape. It's a lot different than the other birds we see here. He's got lovely long tapered wings. He's got a long tail. Falcons can turn on a dime. They're incredibly agile birds when they do decide to fly. Come on, Jet! You can do it, buddy! Huh. Maybe not. We might oh, here he comes. He's taking off, guys. So keep your eyes peeled over these bushes right here. He may decide to join us. He's poked his head right up the top. And he will surprise us. Falcons do like to use trees and branches as an element of surprise when they do come in. Here he is. There he comes. And hopefully we'll get a stoop out of him. Jet, over here, buddy. There we go. Because it's fast when he decides to come in. Or not come in. Do you guys think he's going on his own hunting adventure? I think that's what he's doing. He says, I'm going to go get those barn swallows. Well, we'll see if we can get Jet to come back in. Maybe we can get the mic muted for 2 seconds. Thank you. Jet, hey! All right, hopefully that brings him back in. When I say hey, he does know that he is going to get this lure. He's going to catch it. And it's got a piece of meat on it as a reward. He's just having so much fun over there. There's obviously a nice thermal, a nice bit of lift over there, which is quite fun. And he's landed on the house. You guys see him over there? I was going to say the beige house, but they're all beige. And this is Manway, everybody. Manway is our 10-year-old bald eagle. Yeah, let's give him a hand. He's a gorgeous bird. Now, we've had him since he was 7 months old, this guy, so he's been with us a long time. And he is a very gorgeous bird. He is a fishing eagle. Bald eagles are fishing eagles. 70 to 80% of their diet is fish. But they're not picky. So if the fish aren't around, or if they're too hard to catch, anything goes. Anything on the coastline. Ducks, geese, seagulls, crows, rabbits, they eat dead stuff. They're really good scavengers. They'll some of the best places to see eagles is in fact along rivers in the fall. When salmon are spawning, they swim upriver, they lay their eggs, and then they die. And bald eagles feast on the carcasses. Great place to see these birds. Now here in British Columbia, we are home to the world's largest population of bald eagles. In fact, we have over 30,000 eagles living in this province and counting, which is over 1/3 of the world's population, which is fabulous. We've created a great habitat for these birds. They love hanging around here. There's a temperate climate and lots of fish. Now, he does look like a bald eagle right now because he's got a white head and tail. He hasn't always looked like this, though. Bald eagles actually take anywhere between 5 to 7 years to gain the white head and tail. It's a sign of maturity. It's basically a sign that they're ready to mate. He pooped. Now, every year bald eagles molt, every year all birds molt. They lose their old feathers, they grow in new ones, and the white is just to let all the other birds know he's an adult and he's ready. So on that note, everyone, that does bring us to the end of our very interesting flying demonstration. Let's give the birds a round of applause. They did a good job. Now, don't worry about Jet. I can still see him. He's sitting on top of that house. Jamie's going to hang out here for a little bit with Manway. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask him. I'm going to head off into the field and find Jet. So thank you all for coming, everyone. Please enjoy the rest of your day here at the Raptor Festival. Woo!
Nadia, I want to ask a question about the bald eagle.
That's all right. Jet is just looking for lift. This is what falcons do. They get up really high, and then they basically come down and dive onto their prey. They're aerial predators. So what I've got swinging around my head is a fake bird. And hopefully, if Jet turns around, Goodbye, Jet. Nah, he's coming around, guys. Hopefully he'll come and stoop and dive on this lure. Look at this. He spotted us, guys. He's going to come in over the crowd, I hope. Lost him temporarily. Oh, here he comes over the grass, guys. Look at this. He's going to come and hunt this. Woo! This bird is built for speed. He's got lovely long wings. He's got a long tail. He can turn and twist on a dime. And this really helps a falcon. They really need to be able to be fast and maneuverable in order to catch their prey. Here he comes again, right over the crowd, everybody. Woo! Now he's done a couple fantastic stoops today. I think we're going to try one more stoop. Here he comes. And then let's see if Jet can catch this, guys. Hey! No. Totally missed it. We'll try that again, guys. He's coming in over your heads. Yeah! Let's give him a round of applause. That was fantastic. Now Jet did exactly as he was supposed to do. He basically ran into his prey at top speeds. That's what they're built for, these birds. And he was actually going too fast to catch it. He didn't bind to his prey. So you saw him. He came right back down around, and he came back on it. He doesn't want to lose his lunch. He doesn't want any other falcon or eagle or anything like that come and steal what he's caught. So he has to get there. He has to get there quickly, and he has to eat as fast as he possibly can. Peregrine falcons are top predators in the sky, but on the ground like this, they're incredibly vulnerable. Another falcon, another eagle would have no problem coming in and stealing what he's caught. So he really has to cover his prey. That's called mantling, and he has to eat it super quickly. Are you going to come up here, buddy? He's thinking about it. He's killing the fake bird, ladies and gentlemen. Are you gonna come up here, Jet? Good boy. Now, peregrine falcons, of course, call British Columbia home. They call Terra Nova Park home. Peregrine falcons live, in fact, all over the world. They are an incredibly versatile hunter, so they can basically live in every habitat. They're one of the few birds also that have done very well living with humans. Now, we call them city peregrines, but I should call them smart peregrines. They've figured out that when you live in a downtown area, well, A, you've got a wonderful food source. Does anybody know what I'm thinking of? Pigeons, that's right. A wonderful food source called pigeons. And in fact, in the wild, if you were going to build a nest, you nest on a cliff edge. So downtown in cities, there are thousands of cliff edges, and we're talking about skyscrapers. So these birds will build a nest right there, raise their young, and they have a wonderful food source waiting for them pretty much daily. So they've done really well. Peregrines have also figured out how to hunt by street lamp, so actually extending their hunting hours. And also, they've figured out how to catch pigeons very easily using windows. You guys can fill in the rest, right? Yeah. Chase a bird into the window. There we go. Well, Jet here has done a super job for us today, guys. Let's give him a big round of applause.
It's done through artificial insemination. I'm not going to answer whether it's ethical or not. I suppose it's up to you to decide.
Because you end up with a neuter that way, right? I don't know.
No, that's not true. Sometimes they are viable. Sometimes they're not. So it's not like, it's not a science. But it's basically done like crossbreeding dogs or something. You're looking for some good characteristics. People will crossbreed peregrines and jurors to get a large,
Whiter animal or something if they want a right color one or something.
yeah, exactly. So there's lots of reasons to do it. I mean, all the stuff that we've done, I mean, we just do it naturally. The birds are doing their thing, making babies. Some people do some pretty interesting crosses. However, out in the wild, some people believe that they actually do crossbreed. So jurors and peregrines live in similar areas.
Oh, really?
And juror falcons and sometimes saker falcons and peregrines and sakers. Like maybe not necessarily always, but they are quite similar birds.
It's happened.
It's
We're in the same family, I guess, aren't
Yep,
we?
other one. Hey, you look like a good thing. I don't know. It is all speculation, a lot of it. So.
How do you choose your birds for your program? Like the ones that you take?
Well, I mean, like for example, a lot of birds are what's the word I'm looking for? We need 5 falcons to work at the airport, so we don't have 5 falcons. So there's not a whole lot of choosing happening. It's whether there's availability or breeding. None of the birds are from the wild.
Oh.
They've all hatched out in human care. Yeah, he's super light.
I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. It's such a fine sight to see. It's a girl by the name of Take a look at me. Come on, babe. Don't say babe.
I think on that note, these birds have done a fabulous job today. Let's give them a round of applause. Manway's going to spread his wings, I think, for you guys. Now that does bring us to the end of our 11:30 presentation. Jamie and Manway, myself, and I'll bring another bird out. We'll be sticking around for a little bit. If you'd like to come on over and grab some photographs, feel free to do so. We'll stick around the front, and then in about 5 minutes' time, we'll be over at the tent between the flying demonstrations, having birds. You guys can meet them up nice and close. You can ask us any questions that you want. So thank you all for coming, everybody. Please join us again at 1:30? Yes, 1:30 for our next flying demonstration. Lots of other stuff happening right over this way. Thanks all for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I'll speak to you.